Okay, so I already recorded one thing. I've been writing a lot today. And anyway, I just trying to explain how I feel, I guess, and not that I'm more important than anyone else, because I'm not, but this is my story. So the first part at the end, I said, I just guess I feel like I need to man up. But here's the thing. I truly am not just trying to get attention, but of course, as a human, I always appreciate the attention to some degree. Trust me, this depression and mental struggles were born out of years of medical struggles and disappointments. Again and again, almost every year until I hit middle school, when they did something to me that caused me harm. They put a pause on future struggles because now I had an ulcer at the age of 9, and emotionally they determined I could not handle more. I hated myself, life, and blamed God for all these troubles, believing I should have been terminated at birth, like the doctor suggested. I've lost count of the surgeries, medical procedures, etc. I remember experiencing several, I think 3, when my temperature got 106 and maybe a little bit more, and I became unable to speak. I could hear people talking. I once felt them place me in a tub of cool water in an attempt to lower the fever. Each experience during those high temperature situations, I had the same 3 terrifying dreams or vision when I could not see anymore, but only hear them talking. The medical the medical issues followed me into adulthood, and once again we tried to fix what was broken. At the age of 21, that surgery failed somewhat, I believe, but I'm not sure, except even every 10 years or so, I experienced the effects of scar tissue and my system closing down. Once, when I was really young, I could not even go to the bathroom. My body poisoned itself, I heard them say, gangrene, as they were putting me under. I woke up 3 days later in the intensive care unit. I lost 3 days I have no memory of. The physician who attended to me uh, was, not my doctor, but my specialist was on vacation in Europe at the time. He called this guy when he got back and told him he's a butcher, and told him he will never touch his patients again or me. The physician put me through hell after the initial surgery because basically torturing me. That's how it felt. As a child, you do not understand these things and are vulnerable to cope with all of it. All of my walking days in this earth, my personal situation could come back to bite me, or would come back. In 2015, I was once again in crisis. The pain I endured the first day was so horrible, I told God I can't take this. And I thought I should have been able to, but I couldn't. I'm glad I didn't have a gun nearby, or I know, without a doubt, I would have grabbed it and pulled the trigger. The pain was that bad. If, if, uh, if what the situation? Oh, the situation was critical and worsening by the moment, and I knew it, and I knew I was in deep trouble. The first place I went to could not help me, and they sent me to the hospital for an emergency procedure to provide temporary relief. As they said, my situation was quote unquote above their pay grade. There was only one doc in Oregon who could help me with a single doc. With a single doc and a few other states that specialized in my issue. I had to wait from until March to see the specialist. While I waited, I was in emergency rooms every week until my first of 2 surgeries to repair the damage. Often I visited emergency rooms with raging infections 3 times in a week. One time it was 4 times. I pulled tubes out of my body at times. I put vinegar into my bladder once. That hurt. In my early years, Easter Seals paid the medical bills, and I believe I've been told it was several $1,000,000. Through my teenagers, I lost loved ones and had my close calls with death. After every medical event, I'd lose my strength and become weak, and that was very frustrating. And I'd eventually get my strength back through work. As I approached my 60s, I began to have heart issues. 50s, really, I started them in the 50s. I would sit around or lay on the couch, enduring and waiting for the pain to subside, sweating, throwing up, etc. I grinded it out. By the time I had my first event, I could not ignore or grind it out. They told me I've had several heart attacks already. I've had a series of more heart issues, heart attack, in part in and out of AFib. I have 3 stents now, and a 4th one was basically avoided by a miracle of my body creating a new pathway into my brain. My right neck artery had all but closed right up to the entry into my brain. The nerve in my left ear died, and I believe that had been a while, but I think it's because the brain scan showed a lack of blood. The nerve in my left ear, I just said that. So anyway, I cannot understand words on that side, etc. All of this coupled with approaching 70 as remind me in muscle memory the pain of my younger years. All of this had made it very difficult for me emotionally and really created self-esteem issues and mental struggles. I could go on and on. I've worked hard over the years to try to put back my mental stability so I could function in the most positive ways I can. It has not and is not always enough. I fall into despair, feeling overly vulnerable and depressed. I fight on mentally, but find myself failing at times, and I beat the living hell out of myself because I create my own relationship failures, etc., trying to protect myself from future losses, self-sabotage, etc. I don't want to be this way, and so the depression at times overwhelms me. I'm exhausted literally from this fight within. I've learned to suffer through my feelings of depression, wishing I was no longer here, knowing I really do want to be here, but yet there's a conflict. And I have wonderful relationships. I don't want to hurt anyone or to lose any more people I loved and have grown appreciative of those connections over the last few years. But then again, give me enough time, I'll sabotage those as well. I think my behavior and responses at times betray my ability to maintain those relationships, pushing my abandonment issues to the surface. I always only wanted to be normal. Self-pity, self-doubt, feeling sorry for myself, maybe, but certainly not intentionally. I just wanted to feel normal and to have the best love and connections humanly possible with another human being, and yes, particularly with a female. There were times I avoided relationships or to allow someone to get too close. It scares me to feel vulnerable, yet I do pursue it from time to time. All of my life, I wanted to experience what I felt others experience. A little bit of envy, yes, but that's true. I know feeling sorry for myself doesn't really help, but feeling normal and being normal all of my life is what I've always wanted, but eluded me. It's probably why I should not drink too much, because at a certain point, in certain situations, all those inadequate feelings come rushing back, and I try to literally run away because it feels like too much, and my dreams to feel normal disappear. Anyway, the struggle I fear will never end until I'm no longer here. If I have hurt you, who may or may not read this, I'm very, very sorry. That has never been my goal or intention. You've done nothing to cause me the struggle I live with much of the time. It's all my stuff, and I love you all, and some of you who have filled in the gap or emptiness I sometimes feel. Thank you. I love you. I love you beyond any description or words can express. I truly wish I hurt no one at any time. Sometimes I've been a jerk, trying to avoid any more personal losses. I wish I had done better for all of you. May true love and appreciation greet you every single day. Love, Dale.